Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mawa Library. Today's gentle yoga, and I am Joan. So I ask you just to sit comfortably, however that is for you, cross-legged, legs extended, feet together, whatever works for you. And just either rest your hands on your knees or gently next to you and take a few breaths. And just let go of whatever it is that you did before you came and see if you can sink the shoulders down and away from your ears. As you inhale and you exhale, just be observant about the length of the breath. So it could be a little shallow to start. So we're going to inhale gently. And then exhale. And as you breathe in and you breathe out, find the rhythm of the breath. See if you can feel like the breath is moving all the way down through the torso, right down to the lower belly, and begin to deepen and lengthen the breath. And whatever thought you have held predominantly in your mind, ask yourself for just this next hour to let it go, to allow yourself to be fully present in this moment, in this breath, in this practice. Allow this practice to find a place where you can heal, to restore, to refresh, to renew, to relax, to stretch, to breathe. And so now on the next breath, as you inhale, lift the head, but don't throw it back. Feel like you're lifting the breath all the way up into your head. And then exhale, curl the back just a little bit and just curl the spine and exhale the breath out. And inhale and lift it up gently, feel like you're a wave. And exhale, curl it out. And inhaling, lift up. And exhaling, release. Inhaling. Bring it all the way up as big as you can, but this time bring the arms up with you. And stretch it up and just stretch it out like you're a cat. Don't stretch your neck, so keep it neutral. Just stretch it out and notice if your jaw is tight. And then inhale, stretch it up, and exhale, just twist to one side and bring it down. And then inhale, lift up, look up gently. Exhale, opposite side. And inhale, lift up. Fill yourself up with the things that will help you. Exhale and release the things that you don't need anymore. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now come to neutral and look at which leg is in the front and see if you can comfortably switch legs. It's probably not going to be your most comfortable side. Could feel a little challenging for the knees or hips. So see what you need to do. You can always sit on a block or a blanket or a prop. Inhale, lift up. Keep the shoulders as close to the earth as you can. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. When you bring it up this time, inhale, right arm down, left arm over, and just stretch it out as much as you can. And then switch to the other side. Keep your hip down and grounded. And a couple more, just to see if you can stretch out and open the side body. And take a breath with you as you go. Last set. And stretch it out. Good. And then just come to neutral and see how you feel. And begin to stir the pot. Move around all the stuff that you've been processing since I saw you last. Ask yourself to move it out. To welcome into your body something new. A deeper breath, a new thought, clarity, forgiveness, kindness, whatever it is. And then reverse your circle. And notice if it feels different. One side doesn't necessarily feel the same as the other. Good, and when you come to neutral, we're just gonna come off our legs, however you're sitting, and just extend your legs. Stretch them all out. Massage your knees, especially if you've been sitting in a cross-legged pose. And lift your legs and just massage the backs a little bit. Move out behind the knees, anything that feels stuck. Good, and just massage the length of the legs. No pressure on the knees. Just begin to warm up the legs and get them ready for your practice. And then do the sides as you breathe in and you breathe out. Just feel that opening through the side. And then roll your feet and just do the insides of the legs. Good, bring your feet to standing and just little combs. Comb the back and release any tightness or tension in the back of the legs and the hamstrings. And then massage front and back of the leg. Be mindful, not a lot of pressure on the shin, but really activating the circulation in the calf on each side. And go to the other side and breathe. Good, and then keeping your knees about hip distance apart, hands behind you. Squeeze the shoulders on the back, but don't throw your head or chest too far back, and just a little bit of rocking. And as you rock right here, see how you feel through the pelvic girdle. You're just rocking gently from side to side, warming up the body. And then pause and roll onto the outside edges of the feet, inside, outside edges, and look down about 45 degrees and soften through the neck. And then head and knees come to center and we switch. And take your time and hold it gently here. And inhale, and one more on the right. And exhale, and to the left. As you inhale and exhale, widen your feet so the heels are on the mat and the toes are off at an angle. And go into your windshield wipers and begin to open the hip flexors. And breathe. And again, roll to the right, look to the left. Roll to the left, look to the right. And a couple of these and see how it feels. And notice what may need a little attention. And then just again, rocking gently. Good. Bring the soles of your feet together. As you bring the soles of your feet together, you're just rocking. Now, remember, you want to keep your head in line with your sternum. You don't want your head to move separately. You want to feel that connection all the way up and down the spine. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Relax the jaw. Soften the eyes. And release any tension in the back of the head. And then pause. Now I'm going to bring my feet hip distance apart so my heels are in line with my buttocks, and I'm going to curl back and stretch the spine. Inhale, lift up, look up. Don't throw back your head too far. Curl back. See if you can feel like you're moving through the spine, and lift up gently. And last one. Good. And then coming back, soles of the feet together. This time, open up your feet. So let's see if I can show you. You're just going to press the ball and the heels together, and you're going to open up your toes and let your arms rest right in the middle. Get a little stretch. Now, don't overstretch. Just lift up. Breathe. And then release the feet. And again, just little gentle rocking. Feet are flat on the floor. Small, gentle, slow rocking. Good. Now I want to go right into a position that's going to help me release through the hips. So I bring that right leg out to the side and I fit the knee and the top of the thigh into the left arch of the foot. Now when you're here, see if this right hip is high. If you're leaning over, see if you can bring yourself to neutral. Use your left hand as an outrigger so you can sink a little bit. If it's too much pressure for the knee, just adjust it. If you're really flexible, you can bring the top of the foot flat behind you, but often that's too much. So we just want to stretch right here. Invite the hips to open up. And then switch. So we want to keep our hip flexors nice and fluid. Studies have shown that when you keep your legs strong and flexible, you promote longevity. So we want to feel this sensation of being able to move through life with ease. So the practice of yoga is a lifetime practice. Somebody said to me recently, come up onto your hands and knees. How long can you do yoga for? There's no expiration date. You tuck your toes. Your knees are in line with your hips. Your shoulders are in line with your wrists. Your head's an extension of the spine. You tuck your belly. And just for a few moments now, just stay here. Flatten the back. Feel this sensation of balance. The quadrants, right, left, and then diagonally. And then begin to rock into your toes, feeling that stretch through the bottoms of your toes. Stretching through the feet. Feeling this sensation of flexibility. Releasing things that are tight. And then when you're ready, you sit back. If it's comfortable for you, this is going to be a really big stretch for the feet. You can't go in the middle. And just rock a little bit from side to side. Come back to neutral, lift your feet, wiggle your toes, pedal your feet. Roll your feet around and go in the other direction. And then relaxing your feet, nice and flat. Press your feet so you feel like your toenails are pressing into the mat. And now just rock here gently. And notice if your jaw starts to be engaged, you really want to soften that. And you breathe. Good. Sit back. If you can, big toes touch, knees are wide, and just bring your forearms to the mat and keep your head an extension of the spine and just sway a little bit here. Go with the flow of the river of life. So you're going with the flow of the breath, going with the flow of where your body is just at this moment. Asking it to soften, to release, to stretch, and to move. And now, stretch your arms a little more. Keep your arms a little bit up. Sink the shoulders back and down as we prepare to go into an extended child's pose. And you breathe. And then slide a little more. And then if you're comfortable, you can bring your forehead all the way to the mat. Now, if it's not comfortable for you to bring your head to the mat, then you do 1 potato, 2 potato, or you take a block and you put it underneath your forehead. I'm going to use that today. And then teepee your fingers and press gently into that and stretch underneath the arms. And soften here. And if you're comfortable, begin to rock your head, releasing any tension, any negative repetitive thoughts through the forehead. Relax your arms down. Open up any place in the forehead that feels congested, or if you have any inflammation, just soften it. Relax around the eyes. And then when you come to neutral, slide your hands right back to Sphinx pose. Lift up gently. And come right back up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. We're going to go right into our dog, and cat. So find that position where you feel strong and balanced. Gaze is soft. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, release the feet and tuck the spine and the belly up into the spine. And inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. And inhale, lift. And exhale, release. And see if you can feel all those kinks moving out between the vertebrae. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes and just do a little circle here. Just a tiny, tiny little circle. Remember, if you have knee issues and it doesn't work for you, you can always put a blanket or something soft, or you just come out of the pose. And you reverse your circle. Good. Widen your hands as wide as the mat. Adjust your stance to what you need. Inhale. Now I'm going to look to the right and I'm going to bring myself down. I can make it as high or as low as I need it to be. And I gently push up with resistance without snapping the elbows. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and inhale at your own rate. Inhale, lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift and release. And breathe in and breathe out. And last one on each side, breathe. Good. And come to neutral, and this time, see if you can widen your knees as wide as the mat. If you can touch your big toes, bring your elbows to the mat and just stick one hand into the palm of the other and just kind of teepee or tripod your arms and hold your forehead and then sink back, shoulders back. Create a little pressure right here in the forehead. Relax through the jaw, soften the eyes, and let go of any extraneous thoughts that kind of drift into your thought pattern. And see if you can just say to yourself, I am letting go of what I don't need to hold in my head, in my body anymore. See if you can feel the stretch. Now, when you put your head into your forehead and you sink back a little bit, you're going to feel a little stretch down the sides of your face. Don't overdo it. See if you can feel a release somewhere that's tight. And then just let that go and come anywhere into your child's pose. So pick the version that you need for yourself. And let this child's pose connect the head, the heart, and the belly. Slow down heart rate. Soften the nervous system. And then come back to neutral. Come right back up onto your hands and knees, and we're going to transition. So we're going to come forward, right leg forward. Tuck the back toes. Teepee your fingers. If you need to, and if you're home and you have blocks and you need to bring the mat up to you or the earth up to you, you can use your blocks. We're going to just really feel like you're pulling everything into center. Palms are forward. We're going to scoop up, lift up, bring whatever you need to your heart. Scoop it out, lift it up. Keeping your balance. Last one. Scoop it out, lift it up, and then release that, and switch your legs. Tuck your toes. Really feel this sensation of balance as you switch sides. Scoop up, lift up, exhale. Take your time. Inhale, scoop up, lift up, and bring it right down to the heart. Last one. Inhale, lift up, and bring it right to the heart. Bring your hands right down, teepee your fingers. Lift your back foot and stretch it back a little bit. Now, if you're good and you can go into a full lunge, great. But if this is too much, keep your knee on the floor and take a breath here. Stretch that out. Release that leg to the mat and switch to the other side. Tuck your toes and get a nice stretch here, if that's comfortable for you. If it's not, you keep your knee down and you breathe. Release that. Now we're going to stand. So I want to use this to give myself the momentum to stand up. I lean into the bent knee. I lift and step forward and just stay here in my forward fold. And take a breath. Bend the knees, sweep the hands, and bring it up. Lift up, stretch up. Good. Inhale, gentle back bend, forward fold. Now don't go all the way to the floor. Just use this to stretch out through the back. Bend the knees, and now we're going to sweep. Sweep out, inhale, lift up. Now clear the stuff that makes you feel heavy and cloudy, and then clear the stuff that makes you feel stuck. So this is called clearing heaven and earth. So we want to physically move out the stuff that we consciously or unconsciously hold. And let it go. Inhale, lift up. Big V, sink the shoulders down. Fill yourself up with possibility, opportunity, inspiration, intuition. And then think about all the things that make you feel like you need to move out of maybe a space that's heavy. And then you twist through the waist and you let it go. Bend the knees, look down, but don't tip over. Inhale, lift up, rotate, and float down. Now be mindful when you do this. If you're here and you're filling yourself up, and you're here and you're here and you're just tipping yourself out, you're giving it away. So your goal is take care of yourself first, sink the shoulders down, rotate through the waist, just float the arms. Don't tip. Inhale, lift up, rotate, and let it go. So it's that same concept when you're on a plane. You take care of yourself first. You put your mask on first. Then you take care of other things, other people. So you want to fill yourself up so you don't feel depleted. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift up. Sink the shoulders down and let it go. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Sink the shoulders. Let it go. Bring your hands all the way up. Gentle back bend, forward fold. So we just release everything through the back. Bend the knees, roll up slowly and gently. Bring your hands right to the hips. And now just roll around through the hips like you're doing a hula hoop. And as you're doing this hula hoop, really feel that grounding through your feet. Feel the movement through the ankles, the knees, the hips, the shoulders come along for the ride. And soften anything that's tight. Your jaw, your eyes, your ears, the back of the head, or somewhere else. And then reverse your circle. Good. Pause. Step as wide as your mat. Sweep the arms out, shoulders down. Look to the right and to the left. Sink into star pose. And now just roll and wring out the washcloth. Now, when you're here, this engagement of the lower belly is not here. You want to sink in, tuck in the Muladhara, that lower belly. And feel that sensation of strength through the legs without locking the knees. Breathe. One arm rotates up and the other down, so I switch. Breathe. And now as I breathe, I'm just going to relax my arms down for a moment. Just keep them out to the side and feel the space underneath the arms. See if you can roll the shoulders up, back, and around. See if you can move out the stuff that you're holding on your shoulders. Feel like you could let go of what the world wants you to hold and just say to yourself, I'm breathing in and I'm letting go. And if there's something specific, you name it. And then reverse your circle. And roll it up and roll it down and really feel like you're moving that across that upper back. Breathe. Let it go. Now feel the sensations you may have activated here. Pay attention to the space between the shoulder blades. Now we're going to bring the hands right back up into star pose. Look to the left, look to the right. I'm going to angle my feet a little bit, and I'm going to tip now. So the left hand is up. I bend that left knee. I look up, and then I rock that star, and I just tip and soften. So that star is still going to shine right through to your heart. One more on each side. Good. Gentle back bend, forward fold. See if you can bring your fingers now to the mat. If you can't, that's fine. And now if your fingers can touch the mat, just begin to rock into the hips. You can bend your knees, make it as high or as low as you need it to be. And remember, if you have a block, you can always use a block to bring the mat up to you. And just rock out right here. Pause, roll it up. Move the hips. And when you're ready, you rotate and move in the other direction. And shake it out. Stand hip distance. So I look down at my feet. They're parallel. Hip distance is 2 of your physical fists. Your toes are in alignment. You feel the weight evenly through the bottoms of your feet. You lift up. We're going to come right up into temple pose. So I close the 3 back fingers, index finger and thumb crosses. The index finger points up. I stretch up. And then I soften down. And you breathe. So as we come up into temple pose, feel that space around your head. Feel that strength through the whole center of the body. And then you begin to go right into crescent moon, side to side. Bringing all that strength and energy and power and opportunity all the way up and above your head. Good. And when I come back to the right side, I release that right arm and I stretch it out and I let that arm hang and shake it out. And then I sweep up and I go to the other side and shake it out. And back and forth, letting go of tension through the arms. Good. Gentle back bend, forward fold. Bring it all the way down. If you can touch your toes, great. Slide your hands right up to the front of the knees, or right below the knees, not on the knees. And then flatten the back. Come right into monkey pose. Flatten the back. Curl the spine and tuck it up. And then flatten. Bend into the knees if you can. Curl it up. Flatten the back. Good. Curl it up. Flatten the back. Good. Slide your hands above your thighs. Step as wide as the mat. And now begin to rock your shoulders. Get a nice little diagonal stretch here. You can make it as big or as small as you need it to be. You want it wider and you want to make it deeper, you can, but that's not necessary. You make it the expression of the pose that you need for yourself today. Good. One more on each side. Good. Come to neutral. Keep your legs wide, heels in, toes out. Feel your hip flexors and just let your hands rest right here. Move your head, make sure your neck's not tight, and you want to feel like you're sinking down into an elevator. So this is going to prep us for a squat. Now, you can go here, And then come up. And again. And nothing is involving the jaw. If you want it more, you can bring it a little lower. And up and down. And then if you want more, you can bring your hands a little lower to your legs. And if you want more, now remember, this doesn't work for you. You have to monitor your own self. You bring it down and the hands come together and you breathe. This doesn't work for you, you don't go there. Breathe. Release the hands, roll it up. Move the hips. And release. So in Asian cultures, they do a lot more squatting than we do here. We don't. I mean, it's not like you go around saying, excuse me, I have to squat now. So when you rock a little bit here, and you rock it out, we're going to do it again. Now, this is the deal. Don't work so hard. Feel the strength through the legs. Feel that sensation of balance. Feel like you're the triangle, the top of your head is extending up. And you bring it to the expression of the pose that you need. And that is enough. There's no judgment. You inhale and you lift up. If you're comfortable, you come a little lower. If you're really comfortable, you come down into the full expression of the pose. If you don't want to go there, you don't go there. And then you release and you bring it up. And you celebrate where you are. And then reverse your circle. So somebody asked me, shake it out. Came to one yoga class and said, well, so when will I be flexible? Flexibility is a practice. So it's never going to happen in one. But just like anything else, it's a building block. Stretch it up, stretch it up, stretch it up. Exhale, float. So every time you try something, just hang forward. If you're comfortable, you can release your head, but you never release your head lower than your heart if you have any health issues. High or low, anything, any eye issues, you monitor that. Inhale, lift up, roll it up. Good. I'm going to step a little wider. This time I want to go right into my figure 8. And I want to keep that sense of flexibility right through the hips. Shoulders come along for the ride. And then we want to train the brain. So when you move in the other direction, the brain says, yeah, really not a fan. So you have to give yourself a few rotations to find the rhythm of that. So you want to change the patterning. And then you pause and you shift. Add the arms if you want. Move the upper waist if you want. And then pause. Come to neutral. Come into your Tadasana. Take a breath. And feel tall. Feel strong. Feel flexible. Feel the energy that you've gathered. Feel that sensation of lifting up and out of your head. Breathe. So I'm going to take the left hand, I'm stretching it down. Fingers are engaged. Right arm up. Stretch it up. Tuck that chin slightly. Stretch, stretch, stretch. The arm that's high, I'm just going to drop it. Shake it out. Stretch it again. So if you think about a tree, sink down, stretch up. A tree grows in two directions at the same time. Release that arm, let it go. Measure. Should be a little bit longer. So it grounds through the roots, and then it lifts up through the canopy. So we want to do both. We want to ground down and lift up, stretch it up, soften the shoulders, take a breath. And then let it go. Shake it out. One more. Lift up, stretch it up. Breathe, soften the shoulder. Let it go. Now swing. So if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? I don't know. You got to pick. There are a lot of trees out there. You have a lot of options. And if you ever come across, there are a lot of websites out there that talk about the symbolism of things in nature. Trees are big. Inhale, lift up. Now we're going to let it go. And you're going to let it go with a inhale. Eyes open. Good. Go. One more. Bring it up. Release the arms. Feel how you feel. Bring the elbows in and out. Open the gate. So we open up the heart to possibility. In and out. And now feel like you're pushing, creating resistance, and then pulling like taffy. And push in. And pull out. Last one. Push in. And pull out. Good. Release it. Let it go. Feel your arms. See how your legs feel, because even though we're not moving them at the moment, we have moved them. Roll it up slowly and gently. Come back to your Tadasana. Good. We're going to bring the arms back out to the side. Now, when I bring my arms, can I see my arms in my peripheral vision? This is a rhetorical question. You don't need to respond. I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to bring it all the way back, and I'm going to bring my right arm above my head. Exhale and elbow. See if you can bring the elbow behind a little bit. Last one. Tuck that belly gently, and then release that and shake it out. And then opposite side, elbows here. Bring it out of your peripheral vision. Your gaze is soft. Your belly is engaged. Your legs are firm. And now I bring it up and back. And up and back. And breathe. Last one. Good. And shake it up. Now, step wide, and we're going to swing, but this time we're going to tap, opening the door of life. So if you feel stuck and you need to open a door, what is that door? Peace, patience, opportunity, inspiration, imagination, creativity. It doesn't matter. Good, and then just swing. And feel the movement of the air. And then just gently slow it down. And then when you come to neutral, I'm going to bring my feet a little parallel together. Hold the right wrist with your left hand and stretch down without pulling. So I want to engage the shoulders and invite the arm to release. And then release opposite side. Now, your options are to keep your hands like this, or you can create a clasp. Really tucking through the belly, legs nice and strong, knees are not locked, and you hinge. So the tailbone comes back, and I want to feel like I'm a right angle. And I breathe. Soften, bend the knees a little, and lift yourself up without curling into the spine. Hard to do. Sink a little if you need to. Tailbone comes back. Float forward. Inhale and lift up. And then last one. Now, if you get here and you can lift your arms, go for it. You can't lift your arms, you don't want to lift your arms, you have a shoulder injury, you don't do it. And then bend the knees and bring it up. Shake it out. Now, we're going to come up and stretch a little bit. We're going to go into a downward dog. Downward dogs are not for everybody. So if you don't want to do a downward dog, you don't do it. I will show you a few variations. And you can also do downward dog with chairs. But we're going to just start here. So I'm going to roll myself down to the mat. I'm going to prop myself right into my table. I'm going to get myself nice and level. Now, in a downward dog, it's an inversion. It connects the hands and the feet, and it brings the center of the back up to the sky. It moves circulation, and it brings the belly up and into the back of the spine. If you don't want to go there, or you have head or health issues, this is where you stay. You go into a child's pose. But if you're comfortable and you want to try it, your toes are tucked, and as you tuck yourself into your feet, your shoulders come back. You lift a little bit. Maybe this is enough. You bring yourself all the way up into an inverted V, and you breathe. Now, your feet may or may not meet the mat, and then you exhale, lift up, and bring it all the way back down, and you pause. Take a breath. Roll your head. Make sure your neck's not tight. Good. Now, in an inversion, you have to be mindful because the blood rushes to your head. So if that doesn't work for you, you don't do it. Don't come to me and say, yeah, but I don't want to hear it. Take a breath, tuck your toes, take a breath, and lift up. Now, if your feet are up, leave them up. If you want, you can pedal your feet. Take a breath here. Roll onto your toes, bring your knees down, come back to neutral, take a breath. Move your head, make sure nothing's tight. You may get a burst of heat in your head. If you're done, you go right into a child's pose. So let's all just do that. So we're gonna widen our legs, tuck the toes, pick your variation of your child's pose, and give yourself credit for the effort. Now, a downward dog in a practice, in a yoga practice, is often referred to as a resting pose. To me, it requires a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and so you have to give yourself credit for that. And then when you rest in your child's pose, you reset the body, and you give yourself a compliment for the effort that you tried. And then slowly come back up into your table. Take a breath. Now, whoever they are, says that if you do one downward dog a day for 365 days a year, consistently, you're going to build your core and your upper body strength. So I don't see you 365 days in a row. So your option is to try it or not. Last one, tuck your toes and say to yourself, I am strong, I am flexible, I am light, and lift yourself up without an effort. And give yourself a compliment for trying to create an inversion. Exhale, you release and you bring it all the way back down. You come right into your child's pose and see if it feels different now because you changed the intention. Let go of the struggle and just move into the flexibility of the pose that works for you. And then slowly just transition up. We're going to go on to our backs. I want to show you the variation. There are many variations. I want to show you the one that's an option. So if I need to come into a variation of a downward dog, I can use a block and put it between my feet and create an internal stretch so everything is moving in. And I lift my arms and I palm the ceiling and sink the shoulders and I just stretch it out. This could be my downward dog. If I have strength in my legs, I can just bring that sensation of pressing in, lifting up, sinking down, press. Relax the jaw, stretch it out. And then release and bring it in. So you have many options. Try one more, whatever version, if you choose. You want to really flex the feet, because when you flex the feet, you want to feel like the feet are grounding into the ceiling. Palms are grounding into the ceiling, just like they do on the floor. Press, stretch, breathe. Widen it if it's comfortable for you. Let it go. Bring your knees into your chest and rock. Take your time. Rock it out. Take the right leg and hug it in. Left leg comes to the ceiling. And point and flex your feet. And then switch. Left leg in, right leg straight up to the sky. Point and flex your feet. Good. Bring both legs up. Soft knees, not locked. And just rock a little bit. Make it small so you're rocking right into that lower back. Good. Bring your arms and legs up to the sky. Shake it out. Energize those nerve endings. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Keep going. And then go into your full body. Bring it into your full body stretch. Measure everything out. See how you feel. Stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch. Feel like you're a Gumby. Bring your knees back into your chest, rock a little bit, and we're quickly coming into our Shavasana. So if there's a move that you need to rock some more, you need a twist, you need to cross your legs and do a little rotation around to get a little pelvic tilt in both directions. If you need to bring your arms out to the side and roll your legs to one side and then the other. If you need a full body stretch, you decide what it is you need to do before you come into your Shavasana. And as you breathe in and you breathe out right there, when you're ready, then you settle. So you can lie on your back with your legs extended. You can rest with your knees up. If it's too much for your legs and your back, you can always prop your knees together and keep your feet at an angle. You can roll onto your side body. So if you have a tendency toward a back that's a little painful, you may not want to extend your legs. And then you roll your palms up or down. You bring your arms to a place that's comfortable for you, either next to you or let your elbows rest out and your fingers on your ribs, whatever is the most comfortable position for you. And then give yourself a compliment. Today I am. And how are you today? But not how you were when you came in, but how are you now? Stretched, warm, relaxed, open. And then ask yourself, how do I feel now in relationship to how I felt when I started? And even if it's a subtle shift, notice the shift. My mind is not as busy. My throat is more relaxed. I stretched out my lower back. Be your own diagnostician. And if you have a spot, like your jaw is tight, the back of your head is tight, make the effort to release it. So if your throat is tight, your jaw is tight, place your tongue against the back two teeth of your upper teeth and relax the jaw down and away from each other, the upper and the lower. Or release the tongue to the lower jaw and soften the back of the throat, and keeping the teeth from clenching. And when we move from the spine, so we start with I am and we go to I feel, so we start at the tailbone, then we move to the sacral spine, and we go to I know, which is the back body right around into the solar plexus. And it's an inner knowing, an intuitive knowing. And what is it that you know? I know that when I stretch, when I breathe, when I move, when I rest, I feel better. I feel lighter. I don't know what it is for you. You answer your own question. What is it you know intuitively? And then we bring it right up to the heart. And the heart space, back of the ribs, front of the chest, around the pericardium. And ask yourself, what is one thing I just love about my life? Everything can't be bad. It cannot be. Something you cherish, you treasure, you value, you embrace. And let that seed spread. So when the heart is balanced and relaxed, everything below the heart is balanced and relaxed. And so true, everything that's above. So now move into your throat. And ask yourself for a word that's inspirational, that will help you, heal you, create a space to relax. A positive word, a word that could be your mantra for today. And then bring your awareness up to the center of the forehead and ask yourself to think outside the box, to be imaginative, to be a problem solver, to seek opportunity and pure potentiality, to find ways to make connections, to be more observant, to notice something different, to pay attention, to listen. And then come to the crown of the head and just feel your whole self. Because yoga is the union of your mind, body, heart, and spirit. So we want to get rid of that sensation of feeling fragmented. And we want to rest in a body that is whole, W-H-O-L-E. Being wholly present in your breath, in your intentions, in your body, in your spirit, in your emotions, in your thoughts. Feeling grounded and balanced and at ease. And as you breathe in and you breathe out right here, give yourself a compliment. Today, my whole self is, fill in the blank. At home, enough, loved, kind, aware. So there's a lot of spin out there, whatever the spin is. But ask yourself to be the calm in the storm. And as you breathe in and you breathe out right here, notice the bottoms of your feet, the center of your palms, the crown of your head. Be the star of your own show, of your own life, and connect it right to the heart. And then when you're ready, go into your full body stretch and bring that breath all the way through your whole body, all the way up, extend it. Take a breath, take a yawn, take a sigh, wiggle, move, breathe, whatever you got to do. And then bring your knees into your chest and just rock a little bit from side to side. Take your time. And then bring your arms and your legs up to the sky and shake them out. And really shake it out. Bring that sensation of being awake and fully present in the rest of this day. And then one more time, go into a full body stretch and just, feel the length of who you are, and the breath, and the heart, and the body, and the whole thing is one big unit. And then again, bring your knees in, and when you're ready, roll to whatever side calls to you. Just rest there. And give yourself a moment to transition. And then when you're ready, you just gently bring yourself up. Let yourself float up like a feather, so you're not startling your head, your heart, your body, because we've been down a while. Sit however it is comfortable for you. Take your time. And then begin to stir the pot. So take all the parts of the practice and mix it all together like a cake recipe and create something new. Something delicious, something nourishing, something filled with opportunity. And then reverse your circle when you're ready. Take your time. Moving around center, nothing can knock you down. And then when you come to neutral, twist to one side, just like we started. And twist to the other side. And one arm down and one arm over. Stretch it out. And opposite side. And then bring your hands in front of you and just rock a little bit. Let your hands and your feet and your legs ground you down. And then come to neutral. Sit up as tall as you can. Feel that sensation of letting go and sweep into the space that you've gained for yourself and bring down the gift of today, because this day comes only once. The gift of awareness. The gift of being able to find the joy in this day. And as you bring your hands up and you connect the right and the left, and you bring it right straight down through center, you land right at the heart. And you say to yourself, I am thankful for, and what are you thankful for? Something about yourself. Because wherever it is that you are now is enough. Namaste. Namaste, namaste. Have a wonderful day. Please drink a ton of water. Enjoy the beauty of this day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. You're welcome.